Okay, so what I'm doing is I'm adding the compound of the batteries and applying it to the surfaces so I can reduce the amount of money spent on here. And what I'm doing right now is chopping down the gorge to the graphite compound, carbon, and I'm cutting it down. And as you see, I'm placing it onto aluminum surface. Under this aluminum tape is metal iron sheet, and this is what I'm using to create like an electron welding like force into it. Some, as you see, is other welding devices. Some make homemade welding devices, and these welding devices utilize a coil and a battery electrode with a MOSFET and a resistor and a battery electrode. Let me show you what a battery electrode is. That's right here. See it? I'm gonna turn on the light. Now, this is a battery electrode, and I'm going to be utilizing this battery electrode on the system, which is going to be coupled to the frontal of it. See that? That's a graphite rod right there, and that's attached to a metallic topping. And that's going to be placed, and I'm going to make holes in here so it can be embedded to the frontal. This is the back of the garment, so I'm going to actually embed it to the frontal so that it'll have a hole in it and be inserted where the cathode positive is this way, so that the charge down in phase from here to send it here, and plus this is going to be synchronous with the magnetic field, so it's going to cause plasma to like a welding at the tip. So I'm attached that to the metal shield, which is going to be an aluminum shield in the frontal, and that's going to protect it like a cage, both back and forward, so that the positive electrons will be placed this way on the outside, on the frontal of this chest plate. This is chest plate, and this is what's going to be used to actually actuate the projectiles, to move the displaced projectiles with high voltage, to pulse against it with high voltage and weld the bullet off the surfaces. At the same time, this material shall vibrate, and I'm also going to be using electric. So right now I'm chopping it down, pounding it down, and then I'm going to add some glue and rubber so I can make an electrics, and I'm going to power it with the conductive bottom and power it with a acid battery charger, which is used for cars, and that's going to create an electrophoresis and electrolysis to polarize the positive ions and the negative ions, so that it'd be sustain a substantial amount of energy, and as a battery to continually go and function as an electrics. So the electrics will also synchronize the coil, and the coil will synchronize the electrics, and both of these will share power with each other, and it also get lighter. So that's the following. So what am I doing? I'm wrapping it with aluminum tape and separating it by proportion. I've coupled it along with the plastic, and I'm separating it by proportion. I'm going to do another one here. And then what I'm going to do is overlay that with film, black sheet paper, and then I'm going to do another stack on top of it. That's going to be like the best. Okay, so what I did was I wrapped the coils underneath. Remember the battery that I have under there with graphene and copper. So what I did is the aluminum foil stack. So I did one stack, and then this is the following stack. I did another, and then this is the following. I did another, and this is the following. And I bust these all in together. So it's like aluminum helix, actually swirl. So the phase upward, electrostatic, phase upward, electrostatic, metallic bond. Now, one is the anode side with the inside, which is the collapsal, and this is the cathode side, which is the outside, and it continually collapses. Now, I'm going to make one more wrapping around here with copper wire to synchronize this. I already bust the copper wire into the capacitor, so it jumps to the following capacitor to make that cathode, and forces this anode. These things go back and forth in sections off and on pulses. So, now I'm going to use the last one, coil, to helix coil all the way up, and then, that's it. With that part. That's the battery.